Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Now it's your Manchester United versus Southampton preview, and first of all we've got to give Southampton credit. What Ruben Sellers is currently doing with Southampton is really well, and maybe he can get him out of the relegation zone. But I think that's going to be put on hold while we play Manchester United, because I'm confident we're going to win this game. But like I said, let's give Ruben Sellers credit. He's implemented a new formation with Southampton and they're doing well from it. They've won 2 of their last 3 games, like I've just said. And let's just get right into the tactics of Ruben Sellers. So first of all, the new formation is a 4-2-2 attacking formation where you've got your back 4, you have your 2 defensive midfielders, you have your 2 attacking midfielders or more narrow wingers if you want to call them, and then you've got your 2 strikers up front. So the way that they play football is very narrow and everything resolves around James Ward-Prowse. He plays a more defensive type role in the team, but he's kind of like a deep playmaker and he plays really well. Everything goes around him and he feeds off the ball to the strikers, the wingers, the overlapping fullbacks. And you can tell that, James Ward-Prowse, we know that he's a good player. He's a very, very good player. He's very technical. He's good on the ball. We obviously know how dangerous he is with set pieces, especially his free kicks. So it's something United is going to have to look out for. But for me, I feel like because Southampton are now playing such a narrow formation, we need to be exploiting them wide areas of the pitch. And I think this is where a player like Marcus Rashford, Antony and the fullbacks are going to be very important in this team. Because we've got great fullbacks with attacking wise and defensively, and Rashford's in the form of his life, and Antony's still very dangerous. So the way I think that it's going to be uphold, I'm looking forward to seeing how our midfield do with this, because with our midfield probably being Bruno Fernandes, Fred and Casemiro, Southampton have that one extra man in the midfield. So they're going to be dominant in that area of the pitch. So this is why I'm saying United kind of need to exploit them wide areas of the pitch and get in behind to try and punish Southampton. So obviously they've got very good players. They've got the likes of Walker Peters, James Ward-Prowse, as I've already said. They've got Che Adams. They've got Theo Walcott. They've got some good players. And they're playing well. But at the end of the day, I think that they're in the 19th place in the Premier League for a reason. Despite the new manager, despite what's happened previously before the new manager, it's still the same bunch of players. And Southampton have proven over the last few seasons now that they could go toe-to-toe with a team and beat them 1 or 2-0 or 2-1 or something. But then they can get pumped like 9-0 by Manchester United a few seasons ago, or get pumped 9-0 by Leicester over a couple of seasons ago. So obviously I know that was a while ago, but it just shows that the majority of the same players are still there as well. So on their day, they can either be really good or really bad. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. But it's one of them with Southampton. It depends how they turn up. But their current away record at Manchester United is 7 draws and 7 losses. For United, it's 7 wins and 7 draws. So United are the favourites, and I think we are going to win. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory for Manchester United. And like I said, I think the wide players are going to be very important in this game, and I think our press is going to be very important in this game. And what's been frustrating with me, what I've noticed over the last few games, is that Weghorst is very good at pressing. Bruno Fernandes is very good at pressing. And I'd say Marcus Rashford and Antony are very good at pressing as well. But to press a team, we need to press as a full team. So playing the high line and putting the team on the back foot is the way to do it. And yes, they might pass the ball around and try and build up in possession, but we need to constantly play in that high line, whether Southampton are on the attack or not, because at the end of the day, we need to be dominant and we need to show that why we're in this race for top 4, because some people think we've already established getting top 4. I think we are. I'm confident we're going to get top four, but still, United are still in all the competitions. We've still got about 19 or 20 games left to play this season alone, so it's going to be hard. And I think that as the end of the season approaches, it's just going to get more and more difficult for Manchester United. And teams like Liverpool, teams like Spurs, even like the likes of Newcastle, I think they're on the rise. And because like the likes of Newcastle and Spurs are now no longer in European competitions, I mean, Newcastle were never in a European competition, but now Spurs have lost to Milan in the Champions League. No doubt Liverpool are going to lose to Real Madrid next week in the Champions League. So they're going to have one game a week again, where they're just playing once a week in the Premier League. And it's all to play for top four. And do I think that United are going to drop out of the top four? No. But I think it's going to get very close, and Man United might just scrape getting third or fourth. But I am confident. And I think a game like this is a must win. So the team I would go for is, I'd go for the same team that's played the last two games. But the only difference I would make is changing Dalot for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And I don't have an issue with Diego Dalot, but he seems to not have been himself since that injury, since the World Cup. And Wan-Bissaka has stepped up and has been the better fullback since the World Cup has been over. And the way I see it as well is that, for me, Antony, I've explained my opinions on Antony. I think he's a very much one-trick pony. I think he doesn't drop back enough. I think he doesn't help his fullback out enough. And I think a player like Diego Dalot is a player that relies on Antony, or mainly Antony. He relies on his winger to come back and support him. I mean, look at the goals against Liverpool. At least 2 or 3 of Liverpool's goals came from our right hand side, because Antony wasn't tracking back enough. Robertson and Cody Gakpo were just bullying Diogo Dalot, and Antony was nowhere to be seen. So I think that for the likes of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he's much more confident defensively, and I don't think he relies on a player like Antony enough, as it doesn't rely on a winger like Antony as much as Diego Dalot would. So for me, Wan-Bissaka should come in, but that's the only change I would make, because I think that we haven't got too much rotation, and I'm expecting that we'd make early changes in this game, especially if we get a few early goals, because on Thursday, when we play Real Betis in the second leg, I'm expecting massive rotation. I'm expecting the likes of Malacia to come in for Luke Shaw, probably the likes of Lindelof and Maguire to come in for Varane and Martinez. Like, I think the entire team's going to change, because I wouldn't say it's a one-off game, but the fact that we're 3 goals up, it's pretty much impossible for Real Betis to come back and win it. And even if United do go 1 or 2 goals down against Real Betis, we'll just have our strong team on the bench, and you can make 5 substitutions in Europe. But we're talking about Southampton, and Che Adams, I do think that he's going to be quite dangerous. He's very fast, he's very strong, and it depends how our defence deals with it. I mean, if you're looking at the performance that we had against Real Betis, I want to give you a little statistic. If you made it this far into the video, did you know that United had a higher XG than Liverpool did when they beat us 7-0? So on Thursday night, when Manchester United beat Real Betis 4-1, we had a higher XG than Liverpool did. Now, for me, that Liverpool result was a freak result, and it will never happen again. But at the end of the day, it just shows you that sometimes luck can be on your side. And Liverpool definitely had the luck on that night. But we're talking about Southampton, and I do think it's going to be a difficult game. But as long as United exploit the wide areas of the pitch, and Rashford has to play on the wide, Weghorst needs to play up top to help carry that press. Bruno Fernandes, don't play him out wide, play him through the middle. Antony and Rashford, or Sancho if Ten Hag wants to rotate, but I do think Antony will play. But I think the wide players will be very key in this game. So yeah, thank you for watching today's video. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. We're on the road to 600 subscribers. I think we're like 9 or 8 subscribers away, so we're very, very close. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one for the match reaction. See you later.